In this session, I am going to discuss about the normal distribution. A normal distribution is a distribution with a large number of observations falling around the mean with progressively fewer observations at their extremes. Therefore, if it is a normal distribution, you can see large number of observations around the mean and then progressively fewer observations with at the extremes. It means at the ends. Therefore, in the positive end and the negative end, there will be less number of observations, but majority of the observations will be fall around the mean. The normal distribution is sometimes called as the Gaussian distribution, and this can be identified as the most important distribution in statistics. In here, we are saying that if we are having a large number of observations, it means that if n is large, then we can say that this frequency distribution of many biological data are bell shaped. Therefore, if you see about the shape of this normal distribution, you can see it is somewhat like a bell. Therefore, we are generally saying that normal distribution is a bell shaped distribution. And also the normal distribution is a symmetrical continuous distribution, and this distribution can be described by two parameters. One is population mean denoted by mu, and the next one is the population standard deviation, which is denoted by the notation sigma. And if you look about the density function of the normal distribution, you can identify the density function of normal distribution will be equal to this: fx equal 1 divided by sigma into root 2 phi into e to the power minus half into x minus mu divided by sigma to the power 2. Here mu is the population mean and sigma is the population standard deviation. The phi has the standard value. Then we are saying normal distribution is said to be a descriptive model which describes the real world situation. Therefore, if you are going to apply this probability distribution concept, therefore, in our day-to-day life, therefore, most of the real world situation can be described using the normal distribution. Therefore, normal distribution will be the commonly used in distribution in statistics. In here, you can see that the shape of the normal distribution. Here you can see it is quite like a bell-shaped distribution, and if you consider the value here is mean, then you can see that the larger number of observation is falling around the mean while fewer number of observations are coming at the extreme ends. Therefore, you can see that larger values falling around mean, and then progressively fewer values will be at their extreme ends. Now we will see about the characteristics of the normal distribution. Normal distribution is a symmetric distribution around its mean. Therefore, if you see about this distribution, then it is somewhat like a bell shaped, and if you see about the mean value will be somewhat here. Therefore, you can see that left hand side part and the right hand side parts are equal together. Therefore, you can simply say that normal distribution is a symmetric distribution, and it is symmetric around the mean. And then you can say that the right part and left part are same. It means that in other words, you can say that the mirror images are same. Therefore, if you are considering the left part from the mean mu and the right part of the mean mu, then you can have the same images, so you will have them as the mirror images. It is because the area will be same. Then the total area under the curve is 1, or we can say it as 100% as a percentage. It is because if you calculate the total probability under in a probability distribution, you may get the value as such. In here we have just shown this probability distribution in a graphical way. Therefore, this curve gives us the graphical representation for the given probability distribution. Therefore, once you calculate the probability below this probability distribution curve, then this value should be equal to 1. That is given by the area of this curve. Therefore, you can say that the total area under the curve is equal to 1. And we are defining another new distribution. It is the special case of the normal distribution, and we are denoting it by the standard normal distribution. Therefore, if you compare the normal distribution and the standard normal distribution, then both distributions will have the same shape. Therefore, we can simply say that normal distribution and the standard normal distribution will have the same shape. And when we are discussing about the normal distribution, what we have identified was normal distribution is defined by two parameters, mu and sigma. Therefore, once we are dealing with the standard normal distribution also, you may have this mu and sigma. But for a standard normal distribution, these these mean and standard deviation will be replaced by the finite values. Therefore, if it is a standard normal distribution, then we are saying that the value of mean equals 0 and the value of the standard deviation sigma equals 1. Therefore, we are saying that if x is a standard normal distribution, then we are saying that x is a normal distribution with mean 0 and variance 1. Therefore, you can use this notation to denote a standard normal distribution. Therefore, once the mean equals 0 and standard deviation equals to 1, then we are knowing that it should be a standard normal distribution. Therefore, most of the time for the calculations, we are using this standard normal distribution. And I told you previously also, normal distribution is completely described by two parameters. Then these two parameters are mean and the standard deviation. Therefore, if you are know about the mean and standard deviation, you can completely describe about the normal distribution you are having. Now we will look about the properties of this normal distribution. Therefore, when we are going to discuss about the properties of normal distribution, we have to discuss about the standardized normal distribution also. Therefore, if you see about the equation or the formula to calculate the probabilities for a normal distribution was fx equals to 1 divided by sigma into root 25 into the e to the power minus half into x minus mu divided by sigma to the power 2. But once it is a standardized normal distribution, what we can do is you can replace mu by 0 and you have to replace sigma by 1. It is because if it is a standard normal distribution, mean value will be equal to 0 and standard deviation will be equal to 1. Therefore, if you are standardizing means, then what you can do is if you are having a variable, normal variable as x, then once you are standardizing means, then you are transforming this variable to variable z. Therefore, you can transform the variable x to a standardized variable as the z. Therefore, this z is given by x minus mu divided by sigma. Therefore, if you are using this transformation z equals x minus mu divided by sigma, then you can convert your normal distribution into a standardized normal distribution. Therefore, once you see about the equation for standardized normal distribution, then you can say it as it is fz instead of x. Now you can replace it by z, and then this will be given by 1 divided by, instead of sigma you have to replace it by 1. Therefore, 1 into root 25, you will get it as 1 into root 25, you are getting the value as this, then into e to the power minus, instead of minus half, then instead of x minus mu divided by sigma, you can say the value equals to z. Therefore, you can rewrite this as z, and you have to consider its square term. Therefore, in this way you can simply take the value equation or the formula for the standardized normal distribution. Therefore, this will be the formula for normal distribution, and this will be the equation or the formula for the standardized normal distribution. Therefore, once you are having a normal variable x, then if you need to convert it into a standardized normal variable, then, or in simply we are saying that standardizing a variable, you can standardize a given variable by subtracting mu from the value and divide it by sigma. And this z indicates how many standard deviations are away from the mean that the point x lies. Therefore, once you are transforming this z indicates that how many standard deviation units are away from the mean that the point x will be lie on. Okay, now we will look about this standard deviations away from the mean in normal distribution. Therefore, if you sketch the shape of the normal distribution, then you will get this normal distribution as a bell-shaped distribution, and it is a symmetric distribution around its mean. Therefore, you may have the mean value somewhere here. Now, what you have to do is, now you are considering the standard deviation units away from the mean mu. Therefore, if you consider one standard deviation away from mean mu, then you will end up with the point somewhere here. Therefore, in for the left hand side also, if you are moving the same distance, one sigma unit, then you will end up with the same distance. Therefore, once you color up this total area, then you can say that 60 nearly 68% of the total data should be lies in this 1 sigma region. Therefore, 1 sigma means it is mu plus or minus 1 sigma unit. Therefore, for the positive side also 1 sigma unit, for the negative side also 1 sigma unit. Therefore, if you consider the percentage of data included in this region, then you will get it is nearly 68% of data will lies in between the 1 sigma unit. And now from this point onwards, we will move 1 sigma, another 1 sigma unit away. Therefore, we will consider again another 1 sigma unit. Therefore, in this area, distance is 1 sigma. Therefore, for the left hand side also, we will go another sigma unit away. Therefore, if you consider this region, it means that I will color it up with this way. Then if you consider this total area, then what you can get is, for this area which is covered by this yellow color, then you can say it is that it covers total of 90%, 95% of total data or the completely data. Therefore, you can say it as the mu plus. Now it is totally 2 sigma units away. Therefore, if you consider the 2 sigma units away from the mean, it means mu plus or minus 2 sigma, then you can say that 95% of total data will be lies in that region. Therefore, if you consider furthermore 1 sigma unit, then totally you are away 3 sigma units from the mean value. Then if you consider this uh, rose color shaded area, then what you can get is nearly 99% of data. Therefore, if you consider this region mu plus or minus 3 sigma, it means that 3 sigma units away from the mean, then you can see that at least 99% of total data will be covers up in this 3 sigma region. Therefore, this is how we can define the standard deviation units away from the mean in normal distribution. Then we will see about the next property, the mean and the variance of a normal distribution. Distributed random variables are independent in that one is not a function of other. Therefore, if you are considering several distributions with the mean and variance which are normally distributed, then these random variables will be independent, therefore those will not be functions of any other. And if you see about the skewness and kurtosis for a normal distribution, normally we are saying normal distribution is a symmetric distribution. If it is a symmetric distribution, then skewness will not be applied there. In the skewness you can see there should be a specific tail for the right hand side or the specific tail for the left hand side. But if you see about this distribution, there is no any specific tail for the left hand or the right hand side. For the both sides you can see there are two tails and it is somewhat similar for both sides. Therefore you can see that the skewness is equal to 0, and it is because this distribution is symmetric, and the kurtosis for this distribution is measured as 3 equal to 3. Therefore, kurtosis for a normal distribution will be equal to 3. And if you see about the types of normal distribution, we can identify symmetrical bell-shaped normal distribution. Then there may be distributions with same variance but the different means. Same variance but the different means. Then same mean with different variances, and then last one is the different mean and the different variances. Therefore, if you go through the same variance with different means, same variance with different mean, if you have same variance with different means, now you can see that the shape of these three distributions are same, but only the positions have changed. Therefore I have created this for mu equals 0, mu equals 1, and mu equals 2. Therefore once you see about these three probability distribution, this is curves for the normal distribution. Since the variances are same for these three distributions, you can see that their shapes are same, but because of the different means, same variance different means, because of the differ of the means, now you can see that their position is changed. Now if you see about the third point, in the third point they are saying it as same mean with different variance. In here mean is same but the variance is differ. Here you can see that the mean is same, therefore position of these three graphs are not changing. But if you see the shape of these graphs, therefore here you can see the blue color line has the variance of 25, then yellow color with 100, green color with 400. Therefore if you see about these three graphs, then what you can see is their position is same but their shape is now somewhat differ once you compare them with each other. Therefore if you are having the same mean, then position of the graphs will not be changed, but only the shape of the graph will be changed according to the change of the variance. Now we will see about the advantages of this normal distribution. Therefore, if you see about the advantages of the normal distribution, if you see the advantages of the normal distribution, then the first one can be stated as this help financial analytics or investors to make better financial decision. It is advantage because when we are going for the financial analysis, then there will be lots of data. Since we are having large number of data points, then simply we can say that this data follows a normal distribution. Therefore for the analysis of such type of data, you can simply use this normal distribution. Then this can use to describe how particular population sample characteristics or events results are placed in relation to each other. Therefore, if you are using normal distributions, you can easily compare about their population characteristics and you can easily compare them. Then this allows to investors to measure accuracy of the statistical information through statistical analysis of any distribution. Therefore, once you are dealing with this investing sector, therefore the since we are having large number of data, most of the time we are going to align with this normal distribution. But for some cases, once you are have to define some other distributions, then what you can do is you can compare those results with the results which you are obtaining using the normal distribution. And this can be used to determine the probability of events occurring, and also this can be again used to compare the events of products, and you can easily use these normal distributions to risk assessing procedures, and also you can use this for the forecasting procedure. And once you are using this normal distribution, you can easily present and understand the format of the data. And this is all for this session. Thank you.